Previously on this season of Live to Give Back to Reality. After being delayed a year due to COVID-19, 20 players entered our sixth season with one goal in mind, to win the $5,000 prize for their charity. They came from all over the country, looking to outwit, outplay, and outlast the competition. Live to Give provided them the opportunity to get back to reality, being face-to-face and creating new social bonds with 19 strangers. Over the course of 4 days, players battled each other in challenges, formed alliances, and schemed against their competitors. As the jury began to grow, so did the players' desire to prove themselves. They endured hunger and fatigue while working hard to bring home the check for their charity. Emotions ran high, and players fought to secure their place in the game as unpredictable twists and blindsides became a frequent occurrence. After a grueling 3 days, only 5 remain.
Chapman. From the start of this game, Chapman found himself in tight alliances, connecting quickly and strongly with those around him. His plans didn't always work out, but Chapman has managed to fly under the radar while getting back in control of this game. But is his control of the tribe long-lasting, or will he be the next to go?
My journey to the Final 5 has not been easy at all. I feel like I have had to overcome so many obstacles, and just coming into the game alone, I already came into the game feeling like an outsider, so I knew I was gonna have to put in that extra work. Instantly put myself into game mode. I want to be proud of the game I played, so I played hard right out of the gate. I was the person creating alliances and forming groups together. Chapman on the outside world is not like this. I don't lie to people. I tell the truth. I literally cannot lie to save my life. I'll smile and I'll laugh. This game is not for me. It's for my charity, so it wouldn't feel right if I came into this game and didn't give it my all and didn't, put everything on the table so that I can win that $5,000 for my charity.
Karen. A Survivor fan but live game newbie,
Karen grew throughout the game, navigating when to play with her head or her heart.
a strong ally and even stronger challenge threat, she proved herself in times of stress. Will she continue with the strong finish, or is Karen fighting a losing battle?
To win this game, I think it'll take a little bit of luck, but also a lot of confidence in the people that I trust. I surprised myself, I think. I did a lot better than I had originally anticipated. I know that my family's gonna be so proud of me, and I know the person who's probably the most proud is my aunt, who I'm doing this for. When she finds out how far I made it, I think she's gonna just be so excited. And I think I've gained a lot of confidence out here in myself as who I am and also what I'm capable of.
Marquise. With his intelligence and keen perceptions, Marquise has become a force to be reckoned with in this game. His strategy has put him in the dominant position, but his moves also made him a big target for others. Will his luck run out, or can Marquise reach the final tribal council and convince the jury of his skill?
My journey to the top 5 has been tumultuous, I would say. There was a long streak of when I actually did start having to go to tribal where I felt like I was running each of the votes. I was pointing directions, hey, you do this, da, 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 blah, blah, blah. And I was in a really, really good position. My whole alliance turned against me. And I just, at that point, was playing from the bottom, but I feel like I really turned on my social and strategic skills, and 3 tribal councils in a row, I talked my way out of a paper bag. It's been a rocky, bumpy ride, but here we are.
Ryan C. Despite his good intentions, Ryan C. has gone back and forth between hero and villain during the season. Starting the game in a solid alliance and adapting as the game went on, he certainly made moves that altered the course of this game. Ryan C. has experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but will he find himself surviving to the end of this game and pleading his case?
But really, I'm just excited. It's been a long journey. One thing that's really become clear to me is trust your gut. There's obviously a long way to go. I need to hope that everything I've done up to this point, and then everything I do from that final 3 onward, is enough to convince the members of the jury the game that I played, the way that I played the game, make me worthy of, that victory, of being crowned winner, and therefore my charity getting that $5,000.
Ryan W. Ryan W. has been a physical force in challenges from the beginning. While knowing nothing about Survivor, his charismatic presence and social game helped him form strong bonds and earn respect from his tribe mates. His ability to win challenges has kept him safe, but will his safety run out?
It feels really awesome. Right now it's exciting. Coming in, I wasn't able to catch any seasons of Live to Give or Survivor, so I really was just coming in blind based off of previews that I've seen. I mean, in Live to Give, like, I literally came in blank slate. I mean, it's like some of the questions I've asked, like, people are like, how did you even get on this show? So my focus is just on winning the challenge. You only got one life, so you might as well go do what you want, and if it works out, it works out, but if it doesn't, no one's gonna say you didn't try. So
5 players are left. They have persevered through it all, but only one will take home the $5,000 prize for their charity.
Who will come out on top and be claimed the sole survivor? Find out tonight on the finale of Live to Give Back to Reality.
I think the lowest point of my game so far was probably last night. Kim kind of just like came out there, and I feel like she was really alluding to the fact that I'm playing a really selfish game. I get we're playing hard, but like we're all again still human. We have feelings, and when you take it to a level like that, I don't know. It just I know who I am, and I know that that's not me, but it just hurts, and like I am someone who's not comfortable in front of a spotlight. I'm like public speaking, I get a lot of anxiety, so to have that happen in front of all those people in the audience and like everyone's just watching me, it was the most like uncomfortable I think I've ever been.
My journey to the top 5 has been tumultuous. I feel over the moon excited. I'm so happy to have made it this far, and that regardless, this is such an accomplishment, and I'm just like so proud of myself for making it this far. But I'm still a competitor, so no matter what the odds look like, no matter what has happened prior to this moment, I want to win. I need to win, and I'm just at the point where I'm willing to do almost anything to win.
Oh,
It's like I'm not even like hungry, but a s'mores would be perfect.
Wait, you didn't have one? The charity I'm playing for is Emerging Mothers Academy out of Minneapolis. They find and help single mother homes who either can't get a job, don't have a home, can't get food. For me, that was me growing up. It was me and my brother for most of the time with my mom, and having to see what my mom went through and what she did to support us. So it's definitely motivating to keep figuring out ways to win so I can help them out.
I'm also just like not hungry. Like
Yeah.
I just like
now.
like it's to the point where I haven't eaten for so long that I'm just it just
Used to it.
doesn't. Right now I feel on top of the world. This is like, you know, the best feeling for me because coming into this game I didn't think I was gonna make it this far. But growing up I wasn't like the best at sports, and I was never the best at school, and for me it's always been about Survivor for me, and no one else has ever understood that. Coming into this game I was so scared that I was gonna do bad. It was just like the worst feeling in the world, like thinking that I could come in and just do bad because it's the only thing I've ever talked about. So getting to this point in the game is like huge for me, but I'm not done yet. Like I want to keep going. I want to go all the way and win, so I can show, like, prove to myself and prove to like all my friends and family back home. So I can prove to all my friends and family back home that like I am good at something. So
I lost my focus for like a hair, and then they all tell. Not. Let me be clear. I would not have won that. I'm not saying like. Let me be clear. I'm not saying like if I had lost focus, I totally would have beat Ryan W. in that competition. My daughter Nora, before we left, she didn't really know what I was doing other than I was going on a competition to like win money for people who need it, and so she knew that there was going to be a winner, and you know she was like, Dada, even if you don't win, you're still a winner chicken dinner. And that was kind of cracks me up because she's kind of a goof. So I know she'll be proud of me. I know my wife will be proud of me. I think, you know, I know she'll be proud of me and appreciative of what I've done. My parents, I know they'll look at what I did and they'll shake their head and you know, and just say, yeah, there's Ryan. You know, of course he did this and got that far. And then Janet, I think there'll be quite a few people that are gonna be proud of me.
Claire, those guys.
Oh yeah. If I need it, I can.
Hey guys.
Sardines.
And we got orange Gatorade. I think orange juice substitute.
I think I learned a lot about myself through this experience. I learned that I doubt myself a lot, and then I need to probably stop doing that. And I think that I need to stop, doubting myself more. And I think I've gained a lot of confidence out here in myself as like who I am and also what I'm capable of. It's just been a wonderful experience, and it's been really fun. It's the most boring donut ever, but probably one of the most tastiest donuts ever.
It wasn't boring. I don't think that. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. It is time to compete. It's time to play. It's time to win. So let's go do this.
I'm giving this game my hardest. Like, I'm not half-assing anything. At the end of the day, that's all I could do.
at this point, all I have to do is pick a side, and I'm golden. I'm solid. I'm in the final 3.
Today's challenge, I'm bringing the heat. Like if it's a physical one, we're getting up close and personal.
It's been a wild ride. It's been a crazy ride. The odds may not be exactly in my favor right now, but this game is not over yet.
Minnetonka, come on in. All right, everyone come have a stand in front of one of the stations. Congratulations, Final 5. You've made it to the last day. How does it feel, Marquise? Do you think you'd be here this late into the game?
Yes, I did.
Absolutely.
And it feels amazing.
All right, everyone else thought you'd be here? No.
Different points thought it was possible, different points I thought was for sure gone.
Here you are. All right, well, are you guys ready to get to your next immunity challenge? First things first, Ryan W., can I take back the immunity necklace?
Got that one.
Thank you. Oh, perfect. All right, immunity is back up for grabs. Each round, I will give you a sequence of symbol tiles. After I provide the sequence, you will be responsible for repeating that sequence back to me. If you get a tile wrong, you are eliminated from the challenge. The last person standing will win individual immunity and have a 1 in 4 shot at, how many grand? 5. Awesome. Also, our event collaborator for this round is Debbie Conley. She will donate $35 additionally to your charity. All right, sequence number 1. Triangle. Cross. Trapezoid. Trapezoid. Cross. Square. Heart. 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 When I say reveal, show me the first tile. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says triangle. Triangle is correct. Everyone show me tile 2 in 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says cross. Everyone is correct. Everyone show me tile number 3 in 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says trapezoid except Ryan C. Ryan C is incorrect. Cross is not the right answer. You're out of this challenge. All right, everyone show me tile 4 in 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says trapezoid except Chapman, who says square. Chapman, you are incorrect. The correct answer was trapezoid. You're out of this challenge. All right, everyone show me symbol number 5 in 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says cross. Everyone is correct. Everyone show me tile number 4 in 3, 2, 1, reveal. Ryan W. and Karen say square. Marquise says trapezoid. The correct answer is square. Marquise, you're out of this challenge. All right, down to Karen and Ryan W. Show me the next symbol in 3, 2, 1. Ryan W. says cross. Karen says heart. The correct answer is heart. Karen, congratulations. You have won immunity. All right, Karen, congratulations on winning immunity. Which one? This one. All right, season 41. Come on over, grab it up. All right. Karen is safe at this vote. For the other 4 of you, one of you will be the next person voted off of Live to Give Back to Reality. Grab your stuff and head on back to camp.
I am feeling really good after that challenge. Of course, Ryan is between me and Ryan W, and I feel like it's been like that a lot in the challenges. Like, I feel like him and me have been neck and neck. I feel like.
Ditto. I got a little convinced, but so yeah, obviously the next 3 were hearts. Yeah, I thought there was one more cross.
My strategy backfired because I was trying to do colors.
I was doing colors too.
I haven't gotten to talk to Karen as much, but I mean, I think she's really smart and strategic, and I think she's a great player. She's been showing out. I mean, she's got immunity and idol, multiple immunities in the final 4 guaranteed.
I want to be open with you guys. I feel like it's probably obvious. I will probably play my idol on one of them. I don't know who yet, but just want to be completely honest with you guys about that.
Okay. Oh, that is very selfless of you.
During the challenge, Karen won immunity, and I want to say this is like the 4th time she's wearing the necklace, so 4th or 3rd, I can't remember, but that is a bit threatening to me. She has to know that she keeps winning all these challenges and just puts a huge target on her back. My social bonds and my strategy is so top tier and above par that I don't have to rely on winning immunities.
I was kind of.
I was just doing letters.
I was doing letters, but I was trying to do it as a song. I was like,
but then it was like 4th one, this one. I'm like,
I mean, at this point, Karen has immunity and an idol, and there's only 2 options for me to vote for, in my mind. So I gotta vote for somebody, and can't vote for Marquise. So it's gotta be one of the 2.
And you guys, I seriously was not going to win that unless if it was us 3 last. I was ready to
I see.
I was ready to just let you guys have that, but then you guys were out, and I was literally, you're gonna watch this. You see my face? I was like this.
You dumb.
I was like,
idiots.
I'm
working with dumb.
Carter was right on my face, and I was like.
Karen came away with immunity, which is helpful for kind of the game plan that we have getting into the final 3. She came away with immunity. She has an immunity idol as well, and so our plan, to keep us 3 tight, to try and move us into the final 4. Looks like it should be possible at this point. So not winning the challenge wasn't necessarily a loss for me.
You mentioned you'd never gotten to wear this, so I'd like to give you this and then just play the idol or whatever, and then
I don't even know if we. I mean, you can.
As long as the 3 of us vote together, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's like.
I'm voting Marquise.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I totally.
I think Ryan's going to too. I love Ryan W. personally, and I think he's a great guy, but I think he should have watched a couple seasons of Survivor before this, and he would have nailed the season. He would be the winner. Ryan C. agreed. He's kind of just, I wouldn't say he's along for the ride, but at this point, same thing I'm doing. He just wants to get to the final 3, and he trusts me. He knows that he f***ed me over once.
If they had any kind of advantage that we don't know about.
That's true. I don't know who they would go for. Maybe me. I feel like Ryan W., I don't know.
He does want to go with competition.
Yeah, I'm the weakest one out of us.
I'm just going to play it for you. I just think...
Here's what's going to happen tonight. Karen's going to play her idol on me, so I'm safe no matter what, but I can't just sit there and be safe and let the vote go. I need to make sure I get what I want tonight.
Well, I feel like you all are my
Yeah.
best competitors, so I feel like however it shakes
Well, I
out.
mean,
But
you three are going to stick together, and you guys are looking for competition moving past this, is what I'm asking.
Oh, I see, yeah. I don't know, I guess we'd have to talk first.
Never get too comfortable. Like, you could be at the highest of highs and then the lowest of lows, climbing your way back up. Things change in 30 seconds. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the stage was kind of set last night with like how you guys are going moving forward. Like, you guys stay at 3, you want to go against the toughest of competition. I don't really know what I could say to change that. I mean, I'm definitely at the bottom of the list here. I have legitimately been working my behind off to get as far as I am. This is like 8 times harder than it looks from watching. Like, the mosquito bites are real, the bruises, the scratches, the hunger, all of that is very real. So like, when you see the emotions just like going over the brim, it's because things are very real out here.
I would rather see Ryan W. go home just because, I mean, he has the best chance of winning tomorrow. Like, the next one, I feel like it will be pretty physical. I feel like the last one usually involves a lot of running, so I just feel like I'd rather see him go. And it's also, it seems like he's always like either winning or like close to winning, so I feel like that's where my initial gut was going. And like, pros of voting Ryan W. out is he is really personable. Everybody I've talked to has said, oh, he's a sweetheart, he's super genuine. I don't think he's burned a lot of bridges. Voting him out, it would decrease his chance of even getting that final immunity. I'd rather see him go than you, so.
Yeah, I appreciate that honesty, and I would never throw him under the bus. Like, I love that kid.
Yeah.
Like, we started together. All I can do is really talk about myself, and I think that, like, I respect the whole wanting to compete against the best thing, but it's like, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, is that the best for your competitive self, or is that the best for your charity? Are you feeding your competitive side, or are you keeping your charity in mind? That is my thought process here. Like, are you self-serving, or is this really for charity, which we all came here for? With Karen, I do think she received what I was saying, so if anything, this was kind of just would be like ammunition to that fire for her.
But I know that I'm
a force to be reckoned with.
I know that, yeah. So I just like, I feel like I'd rather see him go, mostly because like Ryan C and him are kind of tight, so like if something were to happen tomorrow, like I don't know, you know, if something would change, you know, if I don't win it. So I just, Initially going back to camp, Ryan W. was my thought. Oh crap, because I knew Chapman and Ryan C aren't good at those kind of games. It's been said out there so many times, like, it's just too obvious that like, I've won a lot of immunities, like I am probably a huge threat, and like, who would want to take me to the finals? I don't know why I get emotional every time I bring up the word blindside. It's just, I feel like I've been a part of a lot of them, so it's just taking a lot of toll on me emotionally.
Like, I'm not gonna ever try to ruin your game. All I can do is say, this is where I stand, this is what I offer. Like, I suck at the competitions, the jury hates me. That's why I would be a viable person to move forward. It looks like it's gonna be me. It's obvious that the 3 men are gonna stay together. They said that last night. I would never, ever, ever say a negative word about Ryan W. Like, we've formed a legitimate friendship out here.
Yeah,
Although Karen did say she wants Ryan C out.
come on.
She's like, I mean, unless she is comfortable being a bold-faced liar.
What would make me consider voting for Marquise? I wouldn't. Just been together since day one, same group, even when we swapped tribes. Still stayed in communication and figuring out how we're going to maneuver around. Part of our core 4 group. And me and Marquise, I think we're just going to put 2 votes on Ryan. Just to see what happens.
He's my ideal person to go. So if you're voting for Ryan C, I definitely am. If she does it, that we're good. At this point, the hope is that me, Ryan W, and Karen vote for Ryan C. But still, it's going to be an action-packed tribal, and I will pull out any trick I can to just survive.
Minnetonka, come on in. I'll now bring in the members of our jury. Tyann, Chad, Kelly. Steve, you're not smiling. Corinne, Noah, Renzo, Brett, and Kim with her whatever idol she attempted to fool you with. Voted out at last night's tribal council. Final 5, congratulations on making it here. Karen, congratulations on immunity. I guess my first question is, how does it feel to know you're in the Final 4? And the Final 4 is the ones that get extra money to their charity.
Yeah, that feels really good. I know I had my idol that was like kind of a safety, so it did like feel good about making it to the Final 4, but to kind of win it through the challenge, I think this feels a little better because I feel like that feels more earned. But yeah, it feels good that my charity, no matter what, will get some more money. So yeah, it's really good.
And after last night's tribal with all the chaos, and I feel like all of a sudden this wave just came smashing at you. Obviously it feels good to have immunity, but now you still have this idol, which you still haven't confirmed or denied based on my observations. And this is the last round to play it. So is this a crucial time for you to play? Like, how are you gonna go about an idol if it's there?
I'll just be like upfront. Like, it seems like we don't need to play it. I still plan on just playing it for my reasons, but we got back to camp, and I just wanted to be straight up with everybody. Like, I told Ryan W and Marquise that I just want to be open about who we're choosing. Like, Ryan C, me, and Chapman, like, we are tight, and we don't plan on straying from that. So I just don't want to deal with another blind side right now. I just want to just be upfront and honest with them, and just so they can prepare and they just know.
Prepare for just leaving?
Know that I just rather be open and honest about it, because I think they know that we're tight, so they know it's me, one of them. So if I was in their position, I kind of would want to just know if it was me or not. So that's
while you were saying that, I noticed, I'll just call it out because I saw it. Chapman's like smiling in the back, and I literally see Marquise and Ryan straight-faced. Nothing. Chapman, is that very risky to be this confident out of Final 5, based on my observation of how you reacted to that?
I'm sorry, I was smiling about the charity thing. I forgot that the top 4 people get money for their charities, thinking that I'm just like that much closer to getting that extra bit of money for my charity. It feels good, so I apologize for that.
No, I just observe all you at once, and yeah. So Ryan C, Karen did mention that you, Chapman, and her are in this majority. Hearing that from, I guess, someone who has the idol that can, I guess, play it on one of you two at this tribal to protect you, how does that feel?
I mean, I think it feels good. I've tried to keep a strategy all along, you know, where I'm just going to be honest and upfront with the people that I trust the most and just trust my gut. So it's nice to hear. And if Karen chooses to play it on one of us, or not at all, you know, that's entirely Karen's choice to make. And I'm at peace with whatever choice she's going to make. And if she wants to play it, more power to her. If not, that's cool too.
Marquise, how risky is it to just have this strategy based on Karen and Chapman and Ryan C's comments about just honesty and loyalty to 3 to the end? How risky is that type of strategy in a game where there's so much going on?
Well, when you have a immunity necklace and an immunity idol, I don't think there's too much risk involved, because at least 2 of the 3 of you are for sure making it forward. I feel like the stage last night was very much set for how today was going to go. If neither of us won immunity, it would likely be one or the other. And then on top of that, they made it pretty clear that they're looking to go with the fiercest competitors, and they don't want to take the easy way. They want the physical comp beast to go against. And so my whole thing was just ask yourself, are you in this to feed your competitive self, or are you in this for your charity? I feel like at this point, none of us are here because we took the easy way, and I don't think that getting rid of someone that you deem less physically threatening is taking the easy way. At this point in the game, it should be what is going to get me to that big pot for my charity. And I understand the loyalty thing. Like it's easy to say, oh, loyalty, that's the easy way to go when you're outnumbered. But at the same time, it's like, at what point do you think about your game? And are these numbers the best people for me to sit at that end with in order to win for the charity? Everything I've done in this game has been for my charity, keeping that first in mind. And so, like I said, I don't think there's been anything that any of us have done that's gotten here easily. But it's also time to start really thinking about what am I going to do to position myself best to win.
I don't have anything else to add. Obviously, this is a really big tribal, so I will open it up to the 5 of you if you want to say anything or speak to each other.
I guess however it goes, guys. Really enjoyed playing with you, and I appreciate the honesty and giving everything you got and all the challenges.
I was going to say the same thing. I think all of us made moves that we felt were the right move at the right time to get our charity the money, and so that's all we can do. And best of luck to whoever comes out the other end.
Yeah, I just hope everyone is thinking with their own mind and what's going to be best for them. Okay, for anyone to 24 hours from now be like, wow, if I would have just done this, something different would have happened. I could have won if I would have went with what is going to be best for my game. So, like I said, I understand loyalty 100%, but it also comes with it's like, are you doing this for the competitive side, or are you doing this for your charity?
We will just roll into a vote. Karen, you're up.
I'm really sorry to see you go.
Only had 2 options at this point, so.
I don't know how many times I've written your name down in the last couple of days, but hopefully this one works. Ciao for now.
I'll go tally the votes. Alright, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
I am gonna play this for Chapman. This morning he mentioned he's never had immunity, so I just feel like I want to give it to him just so he can say he had it at least once. So.
Alright. Perfect. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
This is the To the Bridge Foundation Hidden Immunity Idol. Any votes cast for Chapman at this tribal will not count. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Marquise. That's 1 vote, Marquise. Ryan C. That's 1 vote, Marquise. 1 vote, Ryan C. Marquise. That's 2 votes, Marquise. 1 vote, Ryan C. Ryan C, we're tied. 2 votes Ryan C, 2 votes Marquise, 1 vote left. The next person voted off of Live to Give and the 10th member of our jury, Marquise. You need to bring me your torch. Tribe is spoken. All right, head on out. Congratulations, Final Four. It's been a long weekend. It's not over yet. All right, head on back to camp.
I am feeling at peace. To be honest, I didn't think I was going to survive the tribal last night. So just to be able to say I've made it to the final day, I kind of had a feeling if I didn't win immunity earlier today that this would be the outcome. What I say the biggest thing I learned from this experience is never get too comfortable. Yeah, to close out this experience, I want to first thank each and every single person that donated to my cause to get me here. Legitimately, no matter how small or how big, like every little bit count and every little bit means so much to me, and I did this to make you all proud. I hope that, I know I made my family and friends proud.
Chapman, welcome. Just come have a stay on, I guess, right there. All right. Well, first and foremost, congratulations on Final Four. How does it feel to be over here?
It feels unreal. I did not think I was going to get here, and I'm proud of myself.
In your charity, you're so close to the end to winning all this. Tell me about your charity and kind of tell me what it means to you.
So my charity is Save the Children, and it means a lot. So the amount of impact it could have, $5,000, it helps so many lives. So I'm just that close, and any amount of money now is going to help. So even if I get 4th, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, anything will help. So that's what I'm here for.
All right, well, I know that you are a huge gamer and you love these things, so to give you a little extra boost before you get to the end, I have Dr. Stan here.
What's up, Stan? I told you I was gonna make it here. I told you.
Oh my god,
what?
I'm so happy for you.
I did not, you're gonna believe this, I did not win a single challenge. Surprise, right? But I think you're gonna be proud of me. I think I played a lot different than I usually do. I took your advice coming into this, and I just put myself first and put my charity first. So I pulled in my inner Dr. Stan.
I'm so proud of you, no matter what.
Thank you.
No matter what happens. I knew you would make it to the end, but now's the time that
I know.
you have to go for the win. Because why the hell not?
I know. I'm in my head.
Go for the win. What's your plan? We have 5 minutes. What's your plan? How have you been playing, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think I've played the best game, but it hasn't been like a visible game. So the hardest part for me now is I have to explain to the whole jury every move that I've made, and my biggest problem is that I suck at public speaking. So that's like my biggest obstacle, and I've pissed a lot of people off. Like I did a lot of, like I shook people's hands and said, yeah, you have my word, and then I went behind their back and got them voted out. So there's some people on the jury that are mad at me, but I think I just need to stay calm and be open and honest about every single move I've made. I don't need to be scared about hurting people's feelings on the jury, because if they respect my game, then I think that'll get me the win.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. You don't know. You don't even know. But I'm rooting for you no matter what.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of myself for once. Getting to talk to Stan was so refreshing, because I've been out here for like the last 4 days with a bunch of strangers who I don't know. So getting to talk to Stan and getting to like just put my guard down and be myself, it's so refreshing. But I have to kind of put that guard back up now and go back into game mode. The game's not over yet. There's still another tribal council, and then if I make it to the final 3, I still have a lot of work left to do.
Hi, Karen. Have a stand right there in front of me, please. I'm just doing check-ins at the Final 4. You guys have gone extra money for charity, so I just wanted to personally say congratulations for making it this far. Tell me a little bit more about your charity and why you're here and playing for it.
I did the ALS Association for my aunt, because she was diagnosed with ALS in 2020. It's a fatal disease, and like you can't move your hands as well. You start to lose your ability to swallow food. You can't eat solid foods anymore. You can't chew. Like now you can't speak, and now you can't move your arms, and now you can't walk. And it's just so sad to see people go. It's so hard. And so I really just want to raise as much money as I can to support her, because they have done so much for her already, and I just want to get back to that, because they help so many people with ALS, and it means a lot to them. So
what are you looking forward to? You seem really close with your family, and so you're in a game with a bunch of people that you don't know are lying to you or whatever. What's that feeling, knowing that at least after this you're going home to people that you trust and love wholeheartedly and don't have to question their intentions?
Yeah, it feels really, really good. Like my mom's been here the whole time, and honestly, if she wasn't here, I don't know how I would have been able to hold it together to see her cheer me on. And like I know no matter what, she's gonna be proud of me, and I know Like, if my torch is snuffed, like, the first thing I'm gonna get is a big hug from my mom, and I'm looking forward to that so much.
I have one more thing for you. Come on in! Your husband and your mom are here. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes with them.
I wasn't expecting you at all. I smell awful. Don't smell me.
Alright, you guys
I want to hug too, but I don't want little kisses. You can give me a kiss. I figured it was more important for Patrick to be here. Becky's really upset, just so you know. Oh, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. God, you're doing great.
Don't I smell awful?
You smell absolutely wonderful. You smell like success.
I needed that so much. I just feel more like at ease. Like, I was a blubbering mess all day, and now that I've got like getting a hug from my mom and like seeing my husband, it's just I just feel at ease. Like, he just calms me. It didn't hit me how much I've been missing him until I saw his face, and I was just like, I was shocked. I just was not expecting that at all, but made me feel really good. So I just feel more composed now, which is what I needed.
Okay, so at the Final Four, I just do a check-in with you guys. I mean, you're at the end game here, so I kind of just want to, you're getting extra money to your charity, so I kind of just check in with you guys and see how you're doing. How does it feel to have gotten this far?
It feels awesome, man. I mean, it's crazy how fast it changed in a day. Like, yesterday, I thought I was on the chopping block for sure and going to go home.
And so kind of at the end here, as you get this money for your charity, can you kind of tell me more about your charity?
Why I chose Emerging Mothers Academy was because they help single parent households, mainly moms, find jobs and get proper education and job training and food so they can help their kids who don't have anything or don't have a good future. So that's why I chose them. Related with me because I was in a similar boat. My mom was able to figure it out and help get me and my brother to college, and just really resonate with me.
Well, at the end of this game, I know how important your family is to you, and so I wanted to give you a little extra love. So here on this computer is your sister.
What's up, Bug?
How you doing?
Pretty solid. Didn't think you were gonna be on camera for that little speech right there. But yeah, doing solid. It's been really, really fun. I mean, I haven't showered in 3 days, so I can hug you when I get home. But it's really good to see my sister. That's another little reminder of what the home stretch is for.
Ryan C, come on in. Welcome, Ryan. Just put your bag down. Thanks for having me right there. Well, it's a Final Four, so I wanted to say congratulations again. You get all this extra money to your charity.
Yeah, it's huge.
What does it feel like, I guess, to be here towards the end?
Emotional, huge. It's a lot. It's all the things. It's the greatest time I've had that I never want to do again. It's just such an incredible experience, and it's just a lot. To be here at the end with the chance to, possibly bring home, whether it's another 6 or another 5, is just the thought of that. Just kind of, I don't know.
And you are right on the edge, and you're gonna go home to people that you can trust and love wholeheartedly. This game makes it so hard to do that. Tell me about going home to people you can trust and love wholeheartedly.
It seems cheesy, but it's the longest I've been away from my daughter since she's been born.
Well, Ryan C, I can tell you that you do not have to wait any longer to see your wife and daughter. Emily and Nora, come on over. They're here to see you and spend 5 minutes with you, Ryan C.
Yeah. Did you drop any undies in your wood?
I didn't drop any undies in the woods. My sweetheart.
I miss you too. So you're sticky.
I know I'm sticky. I love you, sweetheart.
I love you, Dada.
Oh, just to see my family, you know, at the end of, it's only been 3 days, which is wild, but it feels like so much longer than 3 days, and just the mental and emotional kind of exhaustion at that point, and just to see, you know, my people, and to be able to have that physical connection and just a few minutes with them, it was so much appreciated, and so unexpected. That filling of my bucket right there is it's a lot, and it was just so wonderful. So love you guys. All right, sweetie, can I give Mama a hug goodbye and you a hug goodbye?
Yeah.
And then I'll see you tonight, okay?
Okay.
At the end of the day, I will have raised money for charity, and that's huge. And at the end of the day, I know that, you know, I've got my family who've got my back and got that love. That's a lot. Emily, Nora, thank you so much. You lifted my spirits. It's been a long trip, even though it's only been a few days. And just seeing you just put a lot of love in my heart and a lot of joy in my heart. So thank you for coming out. But Dada's not coming home yet because Dada still has work to do. See you both soon. Love you.
Minnetonka, come on in. Welcome, welcome, Final Four. All right, well, first things first, Chapman, how does it feel to be at the Final Four and so close right now to the end?
Yeah, it's an unreal feeling. I will say that going into the final challenge, I'm the only one that's never won one, so this will be a good one.
The side one given to you. And Karen, you are here. You guys all have now extra money for your charity, and it's a huge challenge. So how much pressure is it now at this end game to win this?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I feel like it's either this or, I don't know, maybe go home. So it's like all or nothing.
And Ryan, see, how would it feel to be so close to this end and lose this challenge and leave right before the end?
Oh, that would be the pits. That would hurt so bad, right? I mean, like, you're right there and you can taste it, and you know, if you don't go, you're gonna spend all that time reevaluating, and then on top of all that, you know, like, the difference between this challenge and the next is $600, right? I mean, you get in, you guarantee an extra $6 for your charity, and possibly $5,000.
Right, there it is. Karen, first things first, I will take back immunity. Thank you. All right. Immunity is back up for grabs. This challenge is called Tip Top. You will all be given 5 minutes to create the largest stack of blocks that you can. The person that has the highest standing tower at the end of 5 minutes will win immunity and in the final 3. All right, I'm gonna count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Your 5 minutes has started. This is a huge challenge, guaranteed spot in the final 3. A ton of different strategies. Everyone doing something different. You want this tower strong and sturdy. Even a tiny gust of wind could lose you 5 grand. Just like that, Karen, the wind just knocked your whole tower down. We got 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. Chapman's pretty sturdy. Ryan W's is wobbling. Ryan C is taking a lot of time strategizing on how to build this tower. Karen going back to the same strategy as before. Here comes more wind. Everyone looking at each other. We're at 1 minute. We got some interesting towers going on here. Chapman's just waiting. That tower is skinny. Ryan C's been building a huge base this round. Karen's still doing the same thing, hoping it doesn't tip again. Chapman's, falls, whatever you need to do. We've got 23 seconds left. Karen's drops. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ryan W. wins immunity.
Let's go, baby! Woo!
Give it a kick. All right. Well, Ryan W. It seems like you needed it based on their faces, and you got it. Come on over, grab immunity. Which one's lucky for you, I guess? Which one have you used before? Heroes versus villains? Alrighty. All right, Ryan W. is safe at this vote and guaranteed a spot in the final 3 of this game. For Chapman, Karen, and Ryan C., this is the end of the road for one of you. It seems like your plan did not work. Grab your stuff, head back and scramble.
If I trip and fall, just remember me finally. Okay, keep going, guys.
Be a good shot.
Writing was on the wall, obviously, that I needed to win that one or I was going to be the next one on the block. So really had to strategize on how I was going to win that, take a peek at what those guys were doing, and once I saw Chapman's block fall with like 20 seconds left, I was like, all right, as long as this thing doesn't fall over. I'm in the clear.
You earned it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I underestimated how wobbly that was gonna get.
I was taking some piece of what you guys were doing.
Ryan W. has really just been hiding behind immunity, and he's kind of just been getting dragged along. I know he's a fan favorite to the jurors. I know the jurors love him, and yes, he has won challenges, and yes, he is the last yellow standing, but he's been blindsided to like every single tribal council.
I had a decent one, and then the last second flew over.
Do you guys want to
I don't know.
confer solo dates? Had a nice little celly, and I'm not gonna lie, it did feel good to see some demoralized faces after the last 24 hours. It's been a roller coaster, and the demoralized face was not mine. So yeah, I'm excited to see what's up.
Makes me so hard. It's fine.
God, his story is so good too now.
I feel like the only pitch I even have is just that I burned so many bridges and went away.
It's straight up, it's me, it's Karen, or it's Ryan C. So this is definitely the hardest vote I've had to do up to this point. I know I've been deceiving a lot of people, and I've had to, tell people I'm keeping them and then vote them out, and that's been hard, but I truly have been with these two since the get-go.
And everyone likes him too, it's funny.
So I feel like we both have like resumes. I just like up to like, sucks I don't want to have to vote in it.
I know.
Oh my gosh, it's hard. I am pretty confident that it will be either me or Ryan C. I love and respect Ryan C. and Chapman so much that the thought that like they have that same emotion that I'm feeling, I'm trying to like just relate it to them. Like they feel what I'm feeling. I know he'll understand at the end. Like I don't want to lie to you, Ryan C. But if this is like my chance, I don't want to give up either. Like if that's the best way to go about it, just do the best way to go about it. In the end, like, I gotta keep in mind, like, who we're playing for, so.
Our plan was for the 3 of us to be at the end, so they thought. I have been threatened by Karen for the last couple rounds now. I've been seeing her game and how it just trumps mine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say we, like, chatted that it's one of us, and I know
We're just saying, yeah, we know it's...
I know it's me. I do have a good feeling about that, so.
Because I think if they're wanting to take the strongest to the end, you're stronger than me.
She's saved me with her idol last round, and she put a lot of trust into me. But I have to do what's best for my game, and I think the best move for me right now is to take Karen out.
If I'm going to a jury, I'd rather go with you and Chapman than have Karen there. Even though she did piss off a lot of people. The part where I'm kind of flying blind on is, like, I don't know how the jury's gonna vote, or like, do they vote on who has the strongest resume, who has the best story, like who's the Like who's the most consistent, who's the most loyal, who's the most honest. Like I just don't know. Close relationship with Noah, close relationship with Marquise, Corinne, and Tyann.
You know, because I'm running through, you know, looking at it like, all right, what if I got to choose between one of those two?
Yeah.
I always felt you were kind of the better pick there. You know, we obviously saw votes cast for Noah.
Yeah. Well, in that scenario, that
I'm not one to try and, you know, connive and manipulate, and I just had to be very honest with Ryan W. And I said, look, man, I'm asking for your vote, and then realized I meant not your vote. And, you know, I'm asking for you to, like, not vote for me, knowing that his vote in this case is a pretty powerful vote, and I'm asking that you vote for Karen. Those people are going to be like, let's paint him as the jock. With a nice smile on the dimples, but there's more to it.
Yeah. Both had very strong resumes, so one of them should go. Not flying completely solo, but like don't have a big background with the game or knowledge in what's going on exactly. So trying to figure out how to maneuver the jury has come a lot. It's come into play more than I thought the last couple rounds. I'm going for the 5, like no matter what. Like I'm not gonna get this far and be happy with second or third. Oh, last remaining member! Titletown!
All right, Minnetonka, come on in. Jury, come on in. Tyann, Chad, Kelly, Steve, Corinne, Noah, Renzo, Brett, Kim, and Marquise voted out at the last tribal council. Welcome, Final Four. First things first, Ryan W., congratulations on your perceivably much needed immunity win. How does it feel to know you have a spot in the final 3 of this game?
Thank you. It feels awesome. I knew going in, I set it up there as like do or die, so felt good to pull through. I'm not gonna lie, I still have some nerves because I don't know what's coming next. So yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Chapman, so let's go through the kind of dynamic of the 4, because this is a huge tribal council, and obviously you guys have shared a lot with each other and a lot with me. What I observed last tribal was this very strong 3 between you, Ryan, and Karen that was, you know, going to the end.
It is what it is. This is the path we chose. We wanted him to come to the 4 with us, so we knew the risk with that, and we have to live with that decision. So this is hands down the hardest vote that I've had to make, and I don't know that my mind's made up yet.
So Ryan C., let's kind of talk. I want to understand the dynamic of the 3 of you. What did you guys do when you got back to camp after Ryan W. won the challenge?
We realized that time was short, and so it was the time to just have some conversations that we knew were going to be tough conversations.
And Karen, what did those conversations kind of look like? Obviously, I'm assuming they were very anxious and stuff.
We were all really honest with each other, with like, well, how we were thinking. Clearly, like, we have to vote for somebody, so like going over like, well, if I vote you or if I vote you, like we were just very open and honest about it.
And Chapman, obviously as the person that Karen did play the idol on, explain that feeling when someone is throwing protection onto you in a moment where you really truly don't know if you can trust people.
Yeah, it felt good. Like I said, that was my first time ever having any sort of security in this game. I've been vulnerable.
I should let you wear it for a second.
Yeah, it would have been nice. But no, I appreciate it, so thank you for that. It felt really good. And that does come into factor with this vote, is that Karen just played her idol on me last tribal council. Even though I didn't get any votes, she was still saying like she wants to move forward with me. So that's why this vote is difficult, because she's one of my only 2 options. But I have to, if I'm going to be sitting in those final 3 seats today, I have to do what I think is best for my game, and my judgment could be wrong, but all I can do is go with my gut.
And obviously there's a bunch of different strategies to get to the end.
My vote's open. I mean, I think I've come to a decision, but I haven't told that person yet.
Ryan C., I saw a big reaction from you there with your eyes.
Well, I mean, we were all very honest with one another. I mean, so I could read into that 2 ways. You know, so I I can't read into it because I can read it into it that way or this way.
Said your name and then he said Ryan's or yours, then that order. Did Ryan W get factored into this at all? Because if he is being honest with one of you and you guys are okay with, I guess, going home fourth, did that person, or did you or Ryan or Chapman, I guess, approach Ryan W to be like, can you help me with the tie? Because that could be a big move for you and Ryan W if so.
Well, yeah, I think we all talked to him at one point, but my conversation with him, it was, again, it's pretty honest. He told me what his thoughts, and I didn't bring up names that much. I just kind of pitched him why, like, it might be a good idea to keep me, which my pitch is that it seems like there's a few people on the jury who aren't happy with me. So as of last night, that was kind of exposed. So maybe like I'm not gonna get as many votes as they might think based on just having won a few immunity challenges. There's a lot more to it, so it could go either way.
And Ryan W, something we did notice 2 tribals ago from you was that a vote that you switched to vote at tribal. Is that something, is your vote kind of dead set this tribal, or do you think it could potentially switch again before we get to voting?
I didn't come in with it dead set. I'm still kind of pondering. I have a general idea where I'm going. At least I thought coming in, and then now after hearing some of these conversations, I have no idea what's about to happen, just quite frankly. Chaos continues, what can we say, right? So.
It's a good episode quote. Sorry. I feel like I'm just going in circles. All right, if there's nothing else to be said, we will just get to a vote. Ryan W, you're up. I'll go tally the votes. All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Ryan C. That's 1 vote, Ryan C. Karen, that's 1 vote, Ryan C. 1 vote, Karen. Karen, that's 2 votes Karen, 1 vote Ryan C, 1 vote left. The next person voted off will live to get back to reality and the 11th member of our jury. Karen, you need to bring me your torch. It's been a pleasure. Try this, okay. Time for you to go. Well, congratulations. You have made it to the final 3. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.
I think I was not confident in myself coming in that, so I feel really good. Like, I do think I played a really good game, and I didn't think I didn't think I was gonna be capable of that. I just think like a lot of things went in my favor, and when I watch this back, I'm gonna be just like, damn, you go, girl. So I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. Yeah, I definitely want to thank all the people that supported me and donated to my charity. So, it was really humbling. It's a really humbling experience. It really is.
Congratulations, you've all made the final 3 of Live to Give back to reality. Before you start to celebrate, remember that this season is unlike any other. For the first time in Live to Give history, only 2 of you will have a chance to plead your case to the jury. That means we still have 1 more round left, and that one of you will be the final member of the jury. This round, you will have about 10 minutes to strategize with one another. Afterwards, you will all head to Tribal Council, where you will compete in your final immunity challenge of the game, and then vote for the final member of the jury. Good luck. We walk onto this note, and the note says, congratulations on making final 3, but for the first time in Live to Give history, it's going to be a final 2. There's 1 more round, 1 more challenge, and 1 more person will be joining the jury. So it's going to happen, our challenge is going to happen at Tribal. We're going to do it in front of the jury. One of us is going to win, and then we're going to vote.
Okay. Getting back to camp and finding out that it was a final 2, not going to lie, that was a little bit of a
It took a little bit out of my sails. The last challenge I was at, I thought that was like, all right, cool, I did it, I made it to jury, and now we can just see what happens. So I was a little bit thrown for a loop with that. Now that we're going down to just 2.
I'm just open and honest, this could backfire. If I win, I'm probably taking Ryan C with me.
Okay, yeah, which like comes to a point, you know what I mean? So no, I get that.
We didn't expect this to happen, so we made it to where we could, and now it's another twist. So
yeah,
I out in the open told both of them that if I win this immunity challenge, I'm gonna vote out Ryan W. I think he has too many yellow friends on the jury. I think that everyone is just fascinated by his game because he's never seen Survivor or Live to Give. And you know, when they walked in and saw him with that necklace on, I could just see their faces, and now that confirmed it for me that they're rooting for Ryan W. So I put it out in the open. I said, look, if I win, I'm gonna have a tough road ahead of me, but it's just gonna come down to, you know, who has a better story, who had to fight harder. And I truly believe that I have fought harder than anyone else in this season, and I'm not done fighting yet. There's still game left. I will do whatever it takes to win, and I will take home that $5,000 for my charity. Do you have an idea of what you would do?
Like I honestly have to think about it. I already know where Ryan C and Chapman stand right now. So they told me they were gonna take each other to the end no matter what. We didn't really have to have much of a conversation about it. Like, those two are pretty tight in alliance, and I didn't think there was anything I could say to either of them that would help my case, especially with some of the relationships on the jury. And I thought if they go based off of who's been contributing, who's been consistent, who's been a strong challenger, like I feel like I would have got some votes in that arena.
That I still have some people that I have upset that are out there that I haven't had a chance to make amends with. Like, I feel Noah's probably still feeling a little like, you know, after everything that shook out, you know, wasn't able to chat with him. Yeah. Corinne, I feel like she's, you know, also, I mean, she, in the fallout of that, she was the one that went home. So if I win immunity, I'll have a choice, Chapman or Ryan W. Both of them, obviously, being in the final 3, are strong competitors, and it just comes down to jury management, essentially, and who I think I would stack up best against.
Who would have thought this was the final 3? Made it.
Yeah.
It seems like it was yesterday we were sitting there trying to figure out if we were going to vote out Corinne or not.
Here I am, regardless if I don't make it to the final 2, I've made it into the final 3, so that's an extra $1,000 for Star Studio, which is just massive. And now, if I can get one step closer, I know that $1,000 will be $2,000 guaranteed towards my charity, with basically, you know, a 1 in 2 shot at making it $5,000. All morning it's, you know, started at 5, and then it started at 4, and now it's down to 3, and it's just been what's next, what's next, what's next. Let's just take that next step. And this next step now, I guess, is to go from 3 down to 2. And once we get down to 2, figure out how it can be down to 1.
All right, Minnetonka, come on in. All right, I'll now bring in the members of our jury. Tyann, Chad, Kelly, Steve, Corinne, Noah, Renzo, Brett, Kim, Marquise, and Karen voted out at the last tribal council. Final 3, congratulations. First things first, Ryan W., can I have back the immunity necklace? All right. For this season of Live to Give, it is not a final 3, it is a final 2. So, you will now compete in a final immunity challenge of this season. Welcome to your final immunity challenge of this game. This challenge is called Know Your Jury. I will ask a series of questions that were asked to each jury member right after they were eliminated from the game. You will provide the answer that you think each jury member provided for that question. The player with the most points at the end of the challenge will win and decide who sits next to them at the final 2. Our final event collaborator for this challenge is our dear friend Paula Mangarelli from season 3. She's agreed to donate $75 to the winner of this final immunity challenge, which is super awesome. So, first question was answered by Tyann. The question is, who she wants to see get voted out of the game next? Did she say A, Sarah, B, Ryan W, or C, Steve? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says A, Sarah, that is the correct answer. And next question, Chad was asked which player in the pre-jury phase of the game he thought was robbed the most. A, Kayla, B, Tracy, or C, Tom. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says B, C, and D. None of those are correct. The correct answer is A, Kayla. Kelly was asked why she thinks she was voted out. Did she say A, physical threat, B, to take out yellow, or C, too emotional? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Ryan W, you're correct. The correct answer is too emotional. Ryan C and Chapman, that is incorrect. Question number 4, Steve was asked who he thought the next person voted out will be. Did he say A, Brett, B, Kim, or C, Corinne? 3, 2, 1, reveal. The correct answer is A, Brett. Corinne was asked who she wanted to win the game. Did she say A, Chapman, B, Brett, or C, Karen? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Correct answer is C, Karen. Ryan W scores a point. Noah was asked which player he definitely would not vote for at the end. Did he say A, Chapman, B, Ryan C, or C, Brett? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says A, Chapman. That is incorrect. The correct answer was B, Ryan C. Renzo was asked what his biggest mistake was. Did he say voting out Kayla before the merge, B, revealing information to Chapman, or C, telling players to vote for himself? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Chapman and Ryan W say B, revealing information to Chapman. Ryan C says C, telling players to vote for himself. The correct answer is B. Ryan C at 1, Ryan W at 4, and Chapman at 3. Brett was asked who he thought the biggest threat to win the game was. Did he say A, Karen, B, Ryan C, or C, Chapman? 3, 2, 1, reveal. The correct answer is C, Chapman. Next question, Kim was asked who she thought the biggest goat in the game was. Did she say A, Ryan C, B, Karen, or C, Ryan W? 3, 2, 1, reveal. The correct answer is C, Ryan W, which means Chapman, you score points. Chapman and Ryan W, you have 4. Ryan C, you have 1. We have 2 questions left. And Marquise was asked who he was least looking forward to seeing on the jury. Did he say A, Brett, B, Renzo, C, Kelly? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says B, Renzo. The correct answer is B, Renzo. We still love you, Renzo. Score update. With 1 question left, Ryan W and Chapman, you both have 5. Ryan C, you have 2. Karen was asked who in the final 3 she would most likely to vote to win. A, Ryan W, B, Ryan C, or C, Chapman. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says C, Chapman. That is incorrect. The correct answer is B, Ryan C, which means Ryan W and Chapman, we have a tie. Ryan W and Chapman, you tied with 5. So we will go into a tiebreaker question. I'm gonna ask a question. You will then both write your answer down. The person closest to the correct answer without going over wins final immunity and guaranteed shot at your final tribal council. How many total challenges were there this season? For final immunity and the shot at $5,000. This is a $5,000 question. All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal. The correct answer is 15 challenges. Chapman, congratulations. You have one final immunity. Come up and get it. Where finally? All right. There you go. Chapman, Ryan W., congrats on that insane battle. Chapman, you're safe at this next vote. Ryan W. and Ryan C., one of you will become the 12th and final member of our jury. So Chapman, tell me what it feels like to have individual immunity at the right end when you'd been whining about not having it for 8 rounds.
I've been waiting for this all season. It feels so good knowing that I've at least secured my spot in the final 2 and a 50% chance of winning the game. So whatever the outcome is, I know that I made top 2. I'm so proud of myself, and this was one of the achievements I wanted to unlock in this game was just to win an individual immunity challenge. Alrighty, well Chapman, it is time to, I guess, vote out one of the Ryans. So we will, we'll just get to a vote. I will go tally the final vote.
Yeah, congrats, well, either way, good competition.
Even I'm anxious. Ooh. All right, Ryan's, one of you's leaving, one of you's staying. I will read the vote. The last person voted off the lip to get back to reality and the 12th and final member of our jury. Ryan W. Ryan W. Try this fucking. So now you leave and you go over that way.
That one I got down.
Chapman and Ryan C., congratulations on making it to the final 2. The power now shifts to the jury. 12 people that you inadvertently had a hand in sending out of this game will now decide your fate. And one of you will win $5,000 for your charity. Grab your stuff.
Awesome experience. I hope people understand some of the moves that I made. Some will not, but that's such is life. And it was awesome. Loved it, especially for not having any experience or much knowledge coming into it. So coming in, I was unsure what was going to happen with this event, but being able to be surrounded by such a group of committed people from all walks of life, all across the country, different charities and different backgrounds and missions and everything like that. So just being able to connect me with those types of people and learn about them and understand why they're passionate about the things they're passionate about was definitely something that gave to me, and I was really grateful for the experience as a whole. Thanks to Live to Give crew, cast, production, everybody who put everything together, and choosing me in the application process really meant a lot. And then even during the process with getting me up to speed and putting up with some of the ridiculous questions that come out there, I really appreciate it. To everybody on the cast, I could not say enough good things about everybody. You helped me so much. I definitely would not be in the final 3 without any of you guys who helped me along the way in understanding what was going on, and just the relationships we were able to build in a short period of time. Yeah, if you're going down, figure out a way to make it work and step into the darkness.
Congrats, man.
You made it, man.
Alright, let's see what's in this box.
Feast. Another challenge.
Oh yeah! Who can eat the most pizza?
Oh god, could you imagine?
I faced a lot of obstacles in this game. Coming in, I was the youngest person on my tribe. I didn't think I was going to be able to vibe or connect with people because they were so much older than me. So I was worried about being able to build like the genuine connection. So I went straight into game mode. I immediately put a huge target on my back, but what I was able to do was convince people that I'm 100% loyal to them. I shook people's hands, I gave them my word, I swore on things, I lied to people, I made alliances with people that I didn't want to work with, and I put myself into 2 very big alliances. I was able to overcome all the obstacles in the game easily because every single vote I was able to pick and choose who I wanted to go home. There was 1 vote where I voted incorrectly, and that was due to Ryan C's mishap, and for a majority of those I was the first person to push that name and like solidify those plans. Yeah, I was not confident in that challenge. And that's like it's like a bad one to do in front of the jury too. How well do you know your jury?
I've made it as far as I can get. Gone through all the steps, and that was always kind of the gameplay, is like, let's get through the next round, what's next, and what's next is the jury. And so just like getting to that moment is so huge because that's $2,000 for Star Studio, just full stop right there. And regardless of the outcome, like I'm guaranteed to have at least $2,000 on top of the other going towards Star Studio, and that is just so massive. And to know that, I am, a jury vote away from $5,000 for Star Studio, it's not at all going to be easy. I mean, the whole journey hasn't been easy, but in some respects, this might actually be the toughest challenge that I will be up against next.
Like my 19 on the ring toss. That has to go down as
all the people
stupidest guesses.
The ones who went out were all. So my charity is Save the Children. What Save the Children does is it helps, save and protect kids who didn't have the best start to life due to, their parents or whatever it could be, stuff outside of their control, whether they have no food or no water or no shelter. Just $50 can feed 3 kids for an entire month. This is going to impact a lot of lives out there, and I'm so grateful for this experience. When I became a soccer coach and I started dealing with the youth and the kids, and I got to see like how innocent and pure and genuine they were, that's when it started to hit me that these kids deserve a better life, and like it's outside of their control. So even just like a tiny amount of money can help them. Got a lot of game left. I'm already like nervous thinking about facing the jury.
Star Studio is just a phenomenal 24/7, in-house TV network for children's hospitals of Minnesota, Minneapolis, and St. Paul. And I had the ability through a good friend of mine, Janet, someone I teach with, who had kind of a very personal connection to Star Studio herself, and through a service project that we did there and then turned into multiple service projects, I had the chance to go down to Star Studio and put on a live variety show for patients, kids who were in the hospital, and getting to see and hear the joy of the patients, the kids that were in the live audience, just hearing the pure joy of a child, calling into like a live, like in-house TV show, and just knowing that that child is going through just some absolutely heavy stuff that no child should ever have to go through, but knowing that there was a moment of joy in there, and I was just like, man, this is just such a cool organization, a cool group. I have so far in my life, I have a 4-year-old daughter named Nora. She's the light of my world. And been very blessed and fortunate that she has been healthy, and I hope that she remains that through her entire life. And so, I don't have that firsthand experience, but I tell you what, being out here for 4 days, it's exhausting, it's daunting, it's challenging, mentally and emotionally and physically, but it pales in comparison to what the children and the families at Star Studio have to put up with.
Like, I have a hard time just piecing together, like, just thinking even through the last 72 hours, whatever. Like,
this means the absolute world to me, and not only does this impact me, I'm so proud of myself, but there's so many lives that the $5,000, or if I get second place, the $2,000 can do for so many children out there. There's so many kids out there who need this help and have no other options. So it feels good that I'm out here getting to play the game that I love and that I've been dreaming about forever, and I'm also able to win money at the same time for kids all around the world who need help.
But like we're similar, and therefore that would make them
you guys
red.
played, and that's what I think you and Karen played very similar games,
Yes.
and then me and Marquise. That's why I was
The first person I want to thank on this journey is Alex Wagner. Alex kind of asked me to do this, and without him asking me, without him giving me that prodding, I wouldn't be here. And so I want to sincerely thank Alex for doing that. I also want to thank Janet for introducing me to Star Studio and just all of her support that she's shown along the way. I want to thank, all the family and friends that donated on my behalf. When I said, hey, I'm going to do this amateur survivor thing, and if I win, I get money for like a charity, and other people get money for a charity, so you want to give me some money? And they did. And so I want to, everyone who donated and essentially signaled belief in me, I want to thank them as well. I also want to thank my wife, for letting me go on this journey. So Emily, thank you so much. I love you. And then lastly, thank you to all of the work behind the scenes, the production crew, and all the volunteer hours that go into this.
Chapman and Ryan C., come on in. Chapman, welcome to Final Tribal. I'll now bring in the members of our jury. Tyann, Chad, Kelly, Smiling Steve, Corinne, Noah, Renzo, Brett, Kim, Marquise, Karen, and Ryan W. voted out at the last Tribal Council. Ryan C. Chapman, congrats on making it to the final two. As I said earlier, the power now shifts to the jury. 12 people who you did or didn't have a hand in inadvertently voting out will now decide your fate in this game. How this will work, I will give you guys a 1-minute opening statement, and then I will give the floor to the jury. Some who haven't spoke, well, you speak all the time, but some you haven't spoken to in a couple days. So take a minute to gather your thoughts, and then I will give you guys a minute opening statements.
Just want to say, I know for some of you, you probably have some very easy decisions right now, and your mind might very well be made up one way or the other. For others, you probably have some very tough decisions to make because you might be very torn. And I guess I would just ask that all of you just kind of listen, with open arms, open ears rather, and an open mind to what I have to say. The entire time that I've played this game, I've tried to play it straight, play it honest, play it simple, and I've tried to be very transparent. And so I promise you, the answers that I will be giving you are going to be my honest answers as best as I can give them. And just keep in mind that every move I made was trying to get to this level for my charity. Thank you.
Yeah, so hello. Coming into this game, I knew with me being so young, I was worried about being able to build like genuine connections with people. So coming into this game as like a survivor and a Live to Give super fan, I didn't want to hide the fact that I was a gamer and that I was strategic. So I came into the game with the full intentions on playing as hard as I could, as fast as I could, because I didn't know how long I was going to be out here for. So I wanted to get the most out of my experience. So I will say every move that I made, every lie that I told, and like every bridge that I burnt, I did it with my charity in mind. It was nothing personal for anybody, and I know I burnt a lot of bridges on the jury here, but I need you guys to understand that the personal connections we built were true, they were genuine, and I love getting to know each and every one of you, but I had to put my charity first. Every decision I made, I had to keep my charity in mind, and outside of this game, I'm an emotional person, and I make every decision with my heart, and I knew that in this game I couldn't do that, because if I made every decision with my heart, I would be sitting on that jury, or I would have been out before the jury even started. So I had to put my heart aside, and I had to, go with my mind and keep my charity in mind at all times.
Tyann, if you want to start by opening up.
Gentlemen, congratulations on sitting in front of us here. It's pretty impressive. You both played a really nice game. Appreciate your opening comments, but let's just turn the heat up a little bit, I think. The questions aren't over. I think that from sitting here as your head juror, from being out so early, I've had a lot of time to talk. There's been a ton of deliberation. Sitting back in our jury camp, there's no solid answer here just yet. So I think the next few minutes will be critical. I think you need to be articulate. I think you need to be really honest. You're gonna have to explain your game. So hold on tight, it's gonna get bumpy. Let's go.
Congratulations. Obviously, strategy and skill has a huge part in this game, and that's what most of these questions are going to be about. But we can't hide that luck is a huge factor as well. So we want to know, how was luck on your side in getting you to the final two?
Well, I can think of like one concrete example, and I think back to the buoy competition, and even though we didn't come away with a victory there or immunity there, the fact that I was able to snag a buoy so quickly, I think that showed, it was kind of like that first physical moment that I had, where I showed that I was capable of competing in a physical challenge as well, despite maybe being outmatched in some other people. But to be honest, that was not skill. I mean, that was pure luck, sliding out there, getting a buoy, and getting back right away.
I think my luck for me in this game was just that initial tribe division. I think I was lucky with the people who I started off the game with. It was a strong group of people. We were all loyal for the most part, and I think for me that was probably the luckiest situation in the game for me. I think that was the best tribe for me to start out on.
Well, thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, Chad.
Hi guys. I think throughout this entire game, I did not get the opportunity to talk really to either single one of you guys. The only time that the three of us were together was when I did a very lively rendition of Good Morning Bird. And I did it twice, so my vote is going to go to whoever can most closely match that song. I'm just joking. I'm joking. My question for the both of you is, the reason that we're here today is because of all those people that supported us along the way. So for those people back home that are supporting you on this journey, if they watched your gameplay, watched the relationships and choices that you made, do you think they would be proud and respect the way that you played this game? And I'll go with Chap first.
I think that my friends and family back home would be very surprised, and I think they would be a little bit shocked by me, because I will say this confidently, Chapman inside of the game and Chapman outside of the game are completely different people, and you guys will see that after the game.
I think on the whole, they won't be surprised. I think on the whole, they'll be proud. I think there are definitely moments where they'll be like, "Oh, why did you do that?" But generally speaking, I try to be honest and transparent in what I'm doing in life and in what I'm doing in this game, and I've tried to be honest and transparent with the relationships that I've built and the people that I've connected with. All of those connections were genuine. There wasn't a single like, oh, I'm going to pretend to laugh with this person or tell this person a story because I want them to like me. They were all genuine. And so I think from that standpoint of just being genuine with people and being honest and upfront with people, as an example, when I told Karen this afternoon earlier that I was going to vote her off, I wasn't going to lie to her about that. I felt I owed that to her. And even leading up to these last few tribal councils, I was very upfront, like, here is how I'm going to vote. So I didn't want anyone to get up here and go, wait, what just happened? I thought and that's not to say that there weren't moments when I did that in the game. I know there are people out there, specifically, Corinne, Noah, Brett, that I hurt. And I think that side will surprise people. My family and my friends, they'll be like, ooh.
Well, if either of you want to learn how to do the Good Morning Bird song, I can help you out with that.
Let's have a few first.
Perfect.
See, you're up.
Well, finally, Chapman and Ryan with no last initial. So, good job, both of you. Big props to you. My question for both of you is, what do you feel was your biggest mistake in the game or hiccup, and how did it affect your gameplay?
Straight away, the debacle that I unleashed by voting for Chapman.
And the unintended ripple effects of that.
I think the biggest hiccup for me just in general was probably the amount of times I lied or the people that I hurt in the game. I feel like for me at all times I was in game mode, and a lot of people put trust into me that I didn't always put 100%, reciprocate 100% back to them. So I know a big part of this game and being on the jury is this is a social game. You're going to piss people off, and then you have to expect for them to vote you in the end. So I think my biggest hiccup in the game was, feeling like I had to lie to people and had to, blindside people and hurt people, but I own up to it at the same time.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, Corinne.
Hi, boys. First of all, I want to say that I really respect that both of you. It's very evident how much you both care about why we're here at the end of the day. I know when you're in it how easy it is to get lost in the game and the competition and the competitive spirit. But like I said, it's still and has been throughout very clear to me that you both are really passionate about this, and I respect that a lot. So, Chapman, I would like to know, did you come into this game with a specific strategy in mind, or did you come in flexible and adaptable and kind of play based off of what happened in the game?
I did not want to come into this game with a specific strategy. I'm a huge fan of Survivor, a huge fan of Live to Give, and I know that there's several components that go into the game that you can't really pre-plan. So I didn't want to come into this game with any specific strategy and any, concrete strategy. I didn't want to close myself in. So I came into this game with, an open mind, open eyes. I wanted to do whatever it took to win this game, and I didn't want to close myself in. So the only strategy that I really had was, being myself, making connections with people. But at the end of the day, I had to, I wanted to make sure I was always putting myself first, which I know sounds selfish, but putting myself first puts my charity first, and that's why we're all here.
Thank you both.
Noah. Oh, hey there.
Hey, Noah.
How you guys doing? Good. So, congrats on being here. As we know, jury management's a huge thing, right? So, what were the strategies and moves you guys did to kind of manage that? Or what was your guys' strategy here as you were bonus all out?
I tried to be as honest and as genuine with everyone as I could. And I want you to know that we specifically had a lot of connections in this game. I mean, hell, you took me on a movie date. That's not worth nothing. And I tried to just be as genuine as I could, knowing full well that at some point there were going to be decisions that were going to have to be made that didn't feel good, that were maybe bad decisions from an outsider point of view, but from the point of view of what do I need to do in this moment to get myself one step closer. What's next to getting to this final 2 and possibly the 5,000. Like I said, my regret is that when I made those moves, I wanted people to know they were coming, or at least sense that they were coming. You saw the chaos right before, and you were probably left very much in the lurch. I hung Chapman out to dry in that regard in front of you. And then the very next round, I also voted for you. And we didn't have really any time to talk about that and process that.
Thank you. Good luck to both.
Hi. Ryan C., congratulations for making it here. You should be proud of yourself. I know what it feels like to be playing in the bottom, and you did well. Chapman, the theme of this season is back to reality. The biggest learning I had during the lockdown is the power of empathy. In this game, I had the worst luck. I started off with a broken wrist. I was the lone original Winona member in the merge. I idled myself out, and I got eliminated by throwing a rock. Chapman, I honestly believe you when you said that you would bring me to the end when nobody else here meant it. Or I think they did not mean it. So Chapman, I only ask of you 2 things. Number 1, to vote for myself. And second, to never talk about my advantage. Both of those 2 things you did. So Chapman, if you were in my shoes, would you vote for yourself?
Yes.
Why?
Game respects game. I think that in that moment, I had to do what was best for my game. I was starting to get worried about the connections that Brett had with you and Kim, because going into the start of the game, Brett was like my number 1. He was my final 2. And as the merge came about, I was starting to get worried about the connection he had with you and Kim. So at that stage in the game, I needed either you or Brett out, and Brett was my hitman. So when you told me about your advantage and that if you were going to get the highest amount of votes, that you would be safe, I knew that that was not necessarily going to be the best thing for me, because you were getting the most amount of votes, and I needed Brett to be gone at that tribal council. So what I did with that was I went to Marquise. I told Marquise about your advantage, because I wanted to find a way to make sure that if you did get the most votes and you played it, Marquise was going to go home. But at that point in the game, I trusted Marquise a little bit more. He told me he had his idol, and that if we both made it through that tribal council with his idol, he would be willing to use it on me in the future. So with that move, I did what was best for my game. I got out 2 people who I thought were closer to each other than they were with me, and he did play his idol. But before that happened, I was in the mindset of I was going to get out of this tribal council, getting 2 people out who had a closer connection than I had with them and having a potential idol for myself.
Congratulations.
2 original Mint members sitting there. I can only think of one way it would be better. But very happy for both of you. I think everyone coming out here had some sort of a growth experience. For me, it was the fact that this was my first time camping, and you boys know that I'm not a nature boy. So this was tough for me. I had a lot of growth, and I really learned a lot about myself during this experience. My question for both of you is, what were your growth experiences out here, and how did you go outside your comfort zones throughout this game?
I've always tried to be, like I've said a few times here, just genuine and honest. But I think where I really grew in this game was just recognizing how important that is. I'm not a perfect person. I've made a lot of mistakes outside of the game in my life. I've hurt people, just like I have in this game. But what I think I've really grown in is that knowledge and understanding of just how important it is to be able to go to that person that you wronged or that you did bad by, and have that conversation with them and really just be truthful and owning up to it.
My biggest problem with myself outside of this game is not standing up for myself and not speaking my mind. So coming into this game with that in mind, I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to do any of those things. And I found out that I am capable of speaking my mind. I'm capable of being confident in myself and pushing my own agenda. And I think that that's my biggest growth, is that realizing that, I do have leadership qualities. I am able to stand up for myself and understand that there are the repercussions, but not to be scared of them and just to tackle everything head on.
All right, both of you drop in education. Very smart. Good luck, and we'll talk after the game.
All right, Kim, you're up. That was still
along my wax, just in case as it melts, I might be able to smell it somewhere. First of all, congratulations, guys. You're both in a position that I would love to be in, that I worked hard to be in and did not get to. So y'all definitely outplayed me. I'm fine with that. Tonight, the votes are so up in the air, not just for the jury, but also my votes. Yes, votes, because I do have, we'll just call it the crotch vote in here, okay? So, the crotch vote is for real. This is not like the Tyler Perry necklace. I do have an extra vote, so I'm double the trouble right now. Now, for my question though, everybody in this game was shady AF. I would like to hear the shadiest move you pulled in the game.
I would say the shadiest move that I made was the handshake to Noah. I swore to him that I would not vote him out. And I got him to vote for Corinne, which is one of his closest allies, and it was an emotional tribal council for them. What happened after the fact was I went to the next round, I shook his hand again, looked him in the eyes, and told him I would not vote for him. And then I turned around and I led the charge to get Noah out, and also wanted to make you feel as uncomfortable as possible so that you would play your hidden immunity idol incorrectly. So I think that was probably the shadiest thing that I did.
Great. Ryan, thank you.
So I think my shadiest move kind of led into a series of shady moves, starting with, voting for Chapman and signing my name on it, which unleashed the chaos, that, was shady to Chapman, who I probably have the strongest bond, or one of the strongest bonds with out here. It was shady to Corinne because she was very honest with me. She came up to me, she said, I know you have a hidden immunity idol. She's like, and I accidentally told the boys back up there. And I was like, oh. And so she was nothing but honest with me and completely apologetic, which I absolutely respect, because she came up and owned it, just like, I've tried to do through this game. And then the chaos that unleashed caused Corinne to go home after we had a plan in place that would have kept Corinne in the game. And my intention was to keep Chap in the game and keep my immunity idol. So from that standpoint, it worked. But from a gameplay scenario, I didn't want Corinne to go home at that point. I also didn't want Noah to go home at that point. And Noah got wrapped up in that mess right after that. And Noah, was essentially done dirty by both of us. We both did shady things. I shook Noah's hand and said, I'm not going to vote for you, which at that moment was true because I voted for Chapman. And then very next tribal, I voted for Noah.
Terrific. Thank you both for your answers. Congratulations on getting here.
Hello, gentlemen.
heard a lot about the things that both of you have done while sitting here, and that's all fine and dandy, but I think you both know my style is to get straight to it. So I want to hear from both of you why I should vote for you over the other person.
I think the way I played the game in comparison to Chapman, although we were very much linked at the hip, no disputing that. I think if you look at our styles of getting where we got, we were two sides of the same coin with different styles. And I hope that you respect, my approach to the game, to getting here, and value that and respect that compared to Chapman's approach.
Thank you. Chapman.
I feel like for me, I've been open and honest about my game. I did not play the nicest, most honest game, which is where our games differ. He was a very honest player. I was more of like a sneaky player, and I burned a lot of bridges. So I would say why I feel like you should vote for me over Ryan C is because every single vote that I made because that's the vote that I wanted to do. I feel like that was what was beneficial for my game, and that was what would get me here in this spot.
Great answer. Thank you both, and good luck.
Hello. First off, I just want to say congrats. If it wasn't me up there, I always said I'd be happy seeing you two up there, so I truly am. But I do want to let you know, I am still undecided after all this. If either of you had won immunity over Ryan W in Final Four, would you still have sent me home, or would you have actually taken me to what you thought was the Final Three?
For me, just to be open and honest, I think that I was tossing around the idea of, in my head, I didn't speak to anyone else, was that if I were to win immunity, that I had to factor in that you were the biggest threat in the game. I think that hands down, out of everyone here, you played a solid game. You were physical, you were strategic, and you were social. So at that challenge, I was thinking, okay, if I do win this, we can't just be dead set on voting for Ryan W, because I have to factor in that you played a hell of a game. So just to be honest with you, I don't know that I would have kept you at that round regardless.
I might have considered it, but at the end of the day, I went back to you after the whole kerfuffle, and I told you straight away, I said, look, I am listening to you for guidance, because right now I lost the mark, and I need to get back to my mark, and I look to both you and Chapman for that. And so while maybe I would have considered it in talking with Ryan, because I do have a connection with Ryan, at the end of the day, I would have not voted to send you.
Well, thanks for your honesty, and congrats again, and remember to have fun. It's all about the vibes, Chapman.
Ryan W, wrap it up.
Congrats on being up there. I know you guys playing the game that you thought was the best, and I respect that about you guys. My question is, what do you think of you two, what do you think is the most strategic to the other one made, and how did that affect, I guess, your outlook on where you wanted to go in the game?
So I think for me, and I don't know fully what this was, but I think the most strategic thing you did in this game was, I think you paired up with Ryan W very well, and I think that I wasn't willing to give my full loyalty and honesty to you, whereas I know that you were meant strong, but you were willing to talk to Ryan W and give him your full trust and your honesty. There were several times where you would sneak off and you would talk to him, and I'd be like, what could they be talking about? And I feel like the two of you were closer than I thought, and I feel like had I not won that final challenge, there was possibilities that you might have voted me out. So I think that the most strategic thing that he did was not stick to his original bonds. I think he was more open to working with everyone.
As far as Chapman's strategic moves, there was definitely a moment of chaos in between that Chapman alluded to earlier, when he basically took the reins and said, this is the way we're going. And so what I did in that situation was, I was lost, and I looked to the person that I trusted the most to get me home and to get me through that situation. I was in a whole other world right there. And I just essentially needed a hand to hold me and walk me through. And I knew I could look to Chapman for that. And had I not looked to Chapman for that during that kind of little mix-up scenario yesterday, there's no doubt in my mind I would be sitting over there.
Appreciate the answers, guys.
Chapman and Ryan C, I will give you both a 1-minute closing statement. Chapman, you're first.
So throughout this game, I was vulnerable at almost every single tribal council except for that final one. There was no tribal councils where I had immunity or I had an immunity outlet in my pocket except for that last one. So I had to go into every single round with the thought and the paranoia of the fact that I could be going home. So that's why I was so aggressive in this game. That's why I lied. That's why I burned bridges, and that's why I backstabbed people, because in my mind, it's better you than me. That's the best way I can put it. So throughout this game, I had to put my charity first. I was vulnerable at every single tribal council. I feel like I had to work my butt off to get here. There were several times where my name was out there. I was a target. Everyone knows that I'm a gamer. I'm a huge fan of Live to Give and a huge fan of Survivor. So I feel like throughout the early, mid stages of the game, my name was out there. I was a threat to go home, and I managed to evade that target. So for me, being vulnerable at every single tribal council, for willingly admitting that I, lied to people, shook hands in front of everybody, caused some chaos, and still getting the target off my back, I feel like I'm the most well-rounded player here. I only had one immunity necklace. I had one person play their immunity idol on me. I had one person tell me they would consider playing it on me, and I had one person not play it on me. But overall, I think I played a well-rounded game. I think coming into this, not having any connections in the cast, I feel like I did the best with what I had, and once again, I'm sorry if I burned anybody on a personal level. That was never my intentions. Everything I did was for my charity and for myself, so I apologize.
So first of all, I'd like to thank all of you, not only just for considering voting for me, and by extension, ultimately voting for my charity. I know it's a tough call to make, and I imagine you all have a tough decision to make. And I take nobody's vote for granted here. And so thank you for even considering. I hope that you all listened with open ears to what I had to say and took it at its word, because that's how I tried to play the game. Again, I tried to play it honest and clear. I didn't know what I was doing at times. And for someone coming into this with really no knowledge of this, with really no reality TV knowledge, no game knowledge, and to come into this and not only learn on the fly, but also have the gut instinct to find the right people to help get me forward, I would not be up here. I make no bones about that. I would not be up here without my original tribe and without the people that I helped used at points to move me along the way. I recognize that, if I am, victorious here, it's not a solo victory. It's a victory with your willing or unwilling help, depending on, where you were in the game. So I just hope that, hearing me talk about how I tried to play with consistency and with honesty and with transparency for a first timer, I hope that is enough to convince you to vote for essentially my charity by voting for me. So thank you.
Well, thank you all for a lovely final tribal. And so all we have to do now is get to a vote. Tyann, you're up.
Because I could tell from the moment we started you were the biggest threat.
So I respect the way that you tried to do this as honestly as possible. Acknowledge.
I got my answer at the very end, at the closing statement. Ryan C. alluded to it a bit, and he even looked at me when he said it, so I knew what he was talking about.
One last time.
See what happens, man. Oh, I guess we're done, huh?
For the last time, I will go tally the votes. Well, Chapman, Ryan C. jury, thank you for an incredible season. I will read the votes. Chapman, Ryan C. There are 13 votes in this urn, as Kim had 2 votes as expressed at her final speech. It takes 7 to win. I will read the votes. Ready? First vote. Chapman. That's 1 vote, Chapman. Ryan C. That's 1 vote, Chapman. 1 vote, Ryan C. Chapman. That's 2 votes, Chapman. 1 vote, Ryan C. Chapman. That's 3 votes, Chapman.
1 vote Ryan C. Ryan. That's 2 votes Ryan, 3 votes Chapman. Chapman. That's 4 votes Chapman, 2 votes Ryan. Chapman. That's 5 votes Chapman, 2 votes Ryan. Chapman. That's 6 votes Chapman, 2 votes Ryan. The winner of Lift to Give Back to Reality, Chapman. Chapman, all right. Chapman, congratulations. Won $5,000 to your charity. Give me a hug, come here. Good job. Well, on behalf of Live to Give and Cross Services, Chapman, you've won $5,435 for Save the Children.
Yeah, well, great game. Great game.
You played really, really well. You smell terrible.
Oh, God, yes, I know. Thank you.
I think that he was the most upfront. I had no relationship with you throughout this entire game, but I legitimately believe that there is a way to play games like this, to strategize in games like this, without being absolute cutthroat and acknowledging that you need to backstab, manipulate, take advantage of people's emotions throughout the process.
Yeah, no hard feelings. You did such a good job. I'm glad to have a friend like you. Okay.
Congrats, Big Dog.
Mad respect. You too, man.
Congratulations, Ryan. Oh, you did so good. I'm so proud of you. For someone who has a fear of public speaking, you won my vote. I didn't realize how much of a puppeteer you were, and that we weren't as tight as I thought, so I thought you played your hand. I mean, better than I did, but better than what I expected to, so.
I told you I was never going to write your name down. This is the first time I'm breaking my promise to you.
I didn't want to vote for you. I really actually did not want to vote for you. I wanted Ryan. But in all the question and answer, I got a really good idea of how you play your game. I don't know if I like the way you play your game, but you played a really good game. I think Ryan will learn. I think he'll be a really strong player in the future. But the fact remains that you ultimately helped him make some pretty big deciding factors.
I feel that you played the better game, you prepared for it, you have a love for it, and it's yours to take home the cash, okay? Lucky for you, Chapman, that would be Chapman times 2.
Congratulations.
You're forgiven.
Didn't like the game you played, but game respect game.
So I think I tried to orchestrate the first getting you out, which didn't succeed, so now you get my vote.
I always said that if it couldn't be me, I want it to be the male version of me. You are the worst, and I'm proud of you.